I'm going to go on a walk. I'm going to, whatever, little things. We just don't do it. So without even realizing, we don't even believe ourselves or trust ourselves. So how are we going to trust other people when you let yourself down? And it took a long road and path, bankruptcy, DUI, bad relationships, going through depression, all these different career paths. And then having someone sit me down and say, hey, I'm doing this course. You want to check it out? You know, I'm like, yeah, cool. Right place, right time. We did it. And we just started digging in. It's a lot of group work and found my way back to my voice. Doesn't mean I still don't have bad days. Doesn't mean I still don't have bouts of depression and I go up and down and all around. That's the human experience.
Hmm.
But the voice is there. You know, try to raise that volume again. Try to bring it back out. Try to trust yourself again. I think that's interesting. I've never said that before. I think most of us just don't trust ourselves.
I've interviewed people who have been made redundant and then they were forced to create a business, a money making scheme. I've interviewed people where something's happened and it's kind of given them the time, the energy to do it. But a lot of people, like you're saying, are fearful. And the second you start thinking, but what if I give up this job? Or what will my friends think? What will my wife think? Before you know it, you've talked yourself out of it. And you've, like you said, you've lost trust in yourself. Was there a moment that you thought, no, no, I'm going to go back? How did you kind of deal with that fear when you were transitioning from employee to side hustle to entrepreneur taking on the world? Was there ever a moment that you thought, I can't do this? I need to step back and go back to my old career? Or were you always on this path that you just trust in yourself?
So I'll preface it in the sense of like, ever since I was a little kid, I was a hustler. Side businesses, side hustles, making money. I never knew how to not make money. So I always could count on that. I've had only two jobs. I was a tutor in college as a biology, Mesa tutor. So I tutored kids in biology and science and all that. And that
Okay.
paid pretty well. And then when I was a personal trainer, my base salary was kind of what was guaranteed, but everything else was sales and commission. So I've been sales and commission my whole life. So I've always had to count on myself. So I think that's part of it. In real estate, that was all me. I had to go generate it. I get a commission. In finance, all me. I had to generate it, go get a commission. This life right now, all me. I have to generate it, make it grow. So saying that, I'm wired that way. But the doubts never came in what are people going to think or yada yada on this because and those are some of my fears in general on how I show up or the quality of my works. But it wasn't in this decision making process, right? The fear or the doubts came in how can I make a living? I don't know how to make this real, right? In finance, you do the dials, you take the meetings, you take the calls, the da 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 da, and there's a formula 10-3-1. Like we know what we need to do to make money. And you can make as much or as little depending how much activity you put in and how good you are at your practice and everything. So, real estate has a kind of has a formula. You go door knocking, you go canvassing, you do the calls. So you don't really just do that in what I'm doing now. And I had to go back and why I said that thing at the beginning. I finally just had to tell myself, Ruben, just stop being afraid. You've always been able to make money. You've always been able to turn things into something.